Is Spokane driving some of its criminal activity across the border to North Idaho? Kootenai County Sheriff thinks so. And the latest statistics show crooks are drawn to the panhandle scenic lakes and rivers just like the rest of us. According to Idaho State Police last year, North Idaho posted a crime victim rate of 6,300 people for every 100,000 residents. That's more burglaries and thefts than were reported in Boise, an area much more densely populated. KXLY4's Jeff Humphrey live now in Coeur d'Alene with a look at the reasons behind the increase. And Jeff, tourism may have a hand in this?
And Nadine, you certainly have to agree that places like Sandpoint and Coeur d'Alene, they are getting better and better at attracting visitors to our area. You got great skiing, everything from zip lining to paddleboarding. Unfortunately, if you are having fun in the sun or the snow, you're distracted having a good time, and that can make you an easy target for crime.
Migration of crime across the state line started about a dozen years ago when Spokane made it harder for thieves to pawn their stolen goods. But these days, North Idaho just represents a new and fertile hunting ground for crooks who don't mind doing a little commuting.
It used to be we'd get some seasonal tourism here in the summertime, but that's gone away. Now it's year-round, and those people become victims of crimes as well.
The sheriff estimates that at any given time, 20 to 30% of the inmates inside his jail are not from Kootenai County, but rather people who have been previously arrested in places like Spokane. Crime always follows growth, and several North Idaho towns like Post Falls are among the fastest growing in the state. So to make sure that Spokane crooks, who are familiar faces to patrol officers there, can't go unrecognized here in North Idaho, detectives on both sides of the border are sharing a lot of information.
We have the Joint Agency Task Force here on violent crimes. That's been working for several years here. We all work very well together. We share computer systems, so we're talking the same crooks and talking the same language all the time.
And like Eastern Washington, Idaho has its own methamphetamine habit to deal with. Addicts are pushing up those property crimes rates, and so the sheriff says if you haven't done so already, now is the time to start better securing your valuables and begin working with your neighbors to create active block watch programs.
The neighborhood watch programs, the Night Out America thing, that's a great catalyst to get that moving. I know in my neighborhood, my neighbors, we talk all the time. Who's going to be out of town? Who's watching who's taking care of the dog? Who's picking up the mail? Your neighbor is your best crime prevention tool.
And Nadine, this same crime report also had some good news for North Idaho residents. The number of crimes that detectives are solving here in Kootenai County, they went up 7% last year. Arrests here in Kootenai County up 10% 2013, which means sheriff's deputies and police officers are aggressively attacking the crime problem. And unlike Washington, the state of Idaho actually has the third lowest violent crime rate in 13 western states. Reporting live in Coeur d'Alene, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.